Hey, it's Nicola Humber here, and welcome to this day 2 of Money Mastery Fest, a series of live trainings designed to help you perfect your money making mindset and create more abundance in your life. So, I'm really glad that you can join me today for this session when I'm going to be sharing the number one way you can get out of that cycle of worry around money. And this is a question that was asked by someone in my Facebook group, Unbound Living with Nicola Humber. I asked people to share their kind of burning questions around money and the kind of things that were coming up for them. And one of them was, how do you get out of this cycle of like every month or every few weeks or every few days having these worries about money and whether you can make enough, whether there is enough, all of these kind of worries that can come up. And it can be a really unhelpful cycle to get into. So today I want to share with you kind of my top way of getting out of that cycle. And what that is that when we're worrying, we very much tend to be in our heads. We're up in our minds with all of these thoughts kind of coming up for us. Whether it's about money or something else, worry is very much a head-based thing. So what I want to invite you to do, and what I want you to encourage you to do to get out of this cycle of worry, is actually to get into your body. And you might be saying, wow, Nicola, what does that even mean? How do you get into your body, and why will that make a difference? Well, when we're in this place of worry, like I said, we're up in our heads, there are all of these thoughts going around, and we can be just trying to figure it out. What can I do to make things different? Or this idea that we have to make things different. And like I said, it's very, very head-based. And it's very much trying to figure stuff out from up here. And in my experience, that's not necessarily the most helpful way of kind of figuring out what you need to do. And you have this whole source of untapped wisdom within your body. So this might sound a little bit kind of woo-woo and a bit out there, but I encourage you to go with it and try it out. If you're experiencing worry at the moment, or at a time when you do experience worry, just follow kind of what I'm going to share with you here and just see how it is. And all of these tips are in my new book, which is Money Mastery, a guide to creating financial flow and being your most abundant self, which is available on Kindle on Amazon for just 99p for the rest of today, to celebrate the launch of the book. So you can always refer to that and kind of go a bit deeper into this. But I just want to give you some simple ways to get out of this cycle of worry, which is up here, and into your body, which, like I said, is this amazing source of wisdom and an amazing kind of way of healing yourself and any unhelpful kind of cycles or patterns that you've got into. It really is. And more in my work that I'm doing with my clients is about tuning into the body and what's going on and allowing our bodies to guide us, which we don't do. The kind of stuff that is valued more, we're encouraged to do more, is try and figure stuff out from up here. And like I said, we've got this whole other treasure trove of insight and awareness and knowing that a lot of the time we are ignoring it. Okay, so I want to help you to get into that treasure trove now. So if you find yourself worrying, first of all, what I want you to do is just breathe. Because very often when we're in this place of worry, we're not breathing fully. We're like taking very shallow breaths, because it may be that you're feeling anxiety or fear as well. So just breathe and just take a few deep breaths. And when you breathe right down into your belly. Okay, so immediately that is going to help you to feel more grounded and supported. Okay, so breathing right down into your belly, and you might want to do that now, just as we're doing this session. And then I just want you to tune into your body, and what I mean by that is just paying attention to what's going on in your body. So just noticing what physical sensations you're aware of. So, you know, you've been in this place of worry, just bring it out of your head and go into your body and just notice what physical sensations you're aware of and which part of your body you're particularly drawn to. Okay. And there's likely to be one particular part of your body that your attention goes to. And I noticed I tapped my shoulder as I did that. I mean, my shoulders are a place where I very often, you know, I can feel some tightness and some tension, particularly if I've been kind of in a place of worry or anxiety or, you know, this busy mind. But just notice where it is for you. Okay, so maybe it's your stomach. Again, my stomach is, you know, a place where I experience a lot of kind of the emotional stuff that's coming up for me. Or it might be your chest or your throat. But just notice what part of your body that you're drawn to. And you can't get this wrong. You really can't. You know, whatever part of your body that you give your attention to is going to give you some form of insight. So go with it. Don't overthink this. The whole point is that we're kind of bypassing or trying to bypass the conscious mind. So when you have the part of your body that you're drawn to, and there's obviously something going on in my shoulder, my right shoulder today, because I keep kind of pointing to it. But just ask yourself, you know, just kind of tune into exactly what you're experiencing there. Just pay attention to the physical sensation that you're aware of. Okay, and what it feels like. Is it tight? Does it feel like tension? Is it constricted? Does it feel, what temperature is it? Is it hot? Is it cool? Does it feel like it's moving? Is it agitated? Or does it feel really stuck, heavy? Just notice what it's like, the different qualities of that physical sensation. You know, and just by doing this, like I said, you're moving your awareness out of your head, this busy place that maybe has been filled with worry, and you will start to feel more centered and grounded just through the fact that you're giving more attention to your body. Okay. And then ask yourself, if this physical sensation was a colour, what colour would it be? And again, you don't have to overthink this. You know, just see what colour comes to mind. Very often when I'm working with clients, when we're using hypnotherapy or emotional freedom technique or whatever it is, you know, I use a lot of these tools that are designed to help you bypass the conscious mind. And very often clients will say to me, oh, well, maybe I'm just making this up. When I ask them to kind of think questions like this, you know, what colour is it? Or what does it remind you of? It's like, oh, maybe I'm making it up. Well, you know, it doesn't matter because it's all coming from the subconscious mind. It's all coming from your imagination. It's all coming from you, and it's all powerful information. So like I said, you really can't get it wrong. It's just helping you to access new levels of insight. So what colour is it? And then once you have the colour and the physical sensation, so like, let me just kind of tune into my shoulder today. It's just kind of a rigid feeling in my shoulder, and it's what colour is that? It's like a blue rigid feeling in my shoulder. So then ask yourself the question, what emotion is this? If this was an emotion, what would it be? So what is that blue rigid feeling in your shoulder? Or what is that constricted red feeling in my throat? Just ask yourself the question. And again, the point here is not to overthink this. It's not to try and figure it out, but just asking yourself the question, what emotion is this? So maybe it's anger or fear or sadness or anxiety or stress. Or, you know, maybe it's something like confusion. Just notice what comes to you. And like I say, you know, these are all, you know, all of these questions are helping you to access different levels of insight. Okay, so what you've done already is really powerful, and it would have kind of moved you out of this place of worry into into a more centered and grounded place, because you're getting into your body. So there are a couple of things that you can do now. You can either do some tapping, like EFT tapping on this feeling that this physical sensation that you're aware of, and the emotion that is. So say I was tapping on this kind of rigid blue feeling in my shoulder, and I'm not sure what emotion it is at the moment, and I won't tune into that when I'm doing this live session, but you would just tap around and go, you know, this rigid blue feeling in my shoulder, this rigid blue feeling in my shoulder. And that will help to kind of release it. Okay. So you can do that. If you haven't used tapping before, I'm going to be doing some live tapping this evening at 8 p.m. in the final session of Money Mastery Fest. So you can join me live then, or you can check out my YouTube channel, which is Nicola Humber. There's lots of tapping videos there. So that's kind of one thing that you can do, and that will help you to get out of that cycle of worry. But the most, and you know, there are kind of deeper ways of working with it as well, which I won't kind of go into now, but there's more information in the book, Money Mastery. But I think the important thing to do is, once you've tuned into your body and what's going on, just ask your body, ask that part of your body, what do you need right now? What do I need to do right now? Okay. Because you've established this kind of connection with your body, you've begun to pay attention to it, you've begun to listen to it. So you have the opportunity to ask, like I said, this amazing treasure trove of wisdom and insight, a question, and get a sense of what you need to do next. So ask yourself the question, and you may say, well, this is a bit stupid because I've been trying to figure out how to get out of this cycle of worry and it's not really working, and I've got, you know, all of these ideas and I've been taking all of this action, and you know, it doesn't seem to be working. So what I'm inviting you to do is to tune into a different source of insight, like I say, and to ask the question, you know, what do you need from me? What do you need me to do? Actually listening to your body. And very often the answer that will come will probably be unexpected, because we're not operating from here, we're operating from a different place. It's often very simple what your body needs or wants from you, or what your body is encouraging you to do next. It's very unlikely to be that kind of typical action that we take if we're in a place of worry, feeling that we need to do more, get more done, put more on our to-do list, and if we do more, we'll be able to create more money, more abundance in our lives. You know, in my experience, that is definitely not the case, and very often it's doing less, and really paying attention to what we truly need that helps us to create more abundance. So like I said, the question may be, the answer to the question, what do I need to do next? What do you need me to do next? It may be unexpected and surprising because we're not used to listening to our bodies. You know, we spend a big part of our lives kind of totally disowning our bodies, and thinking we need to figure everything out in our heads. When you tune into your body, you get the real answers of what you need to do. So, you know, it might be something like go outside for a walk. It might be something like, you know, move your body, dance. When I asked this question once, I think it's towards the end of last year, and I had kind of a big money goal that I wanted to reach. And I was asking the question, what do I need to do to reach this? And the answer that came through was laugh. Kind of have fun, laugh. And I was like, oh, really? But I trusted that because I've seen time and time again that when I really tune in to my body and my true needs, and I get that answer and I trust it, it works. You know, it takes me where I need to go, and it might not make sense. You know, you might think, well, how can dancing or laughing, how can that help you to kind of get out of this cycle of worry and to make more money in your life? But actually, when you listen to your body and you do what it asks of you, you do what it needs, you change your energy, you shift your energy, you shift your vibration, and that will take you on the right path. You know, maybe through the dancing, or when you're dancing, you'll get the idea for your next step, and it will actually be kind of really inspired and aligned action that you're taking, rather than figuring it or trying to figure it out from up here. You will get new insight through listening to your body. Does that make sense? I really hope it does. And you know, you may be watching this and thinking, wow, what I wanted was some really kind of practical, non-woo-woo ways of getting out of this cycle of worry. And maybe you feel quite resistant to tuning into your body and, you know, going through the process that I've just shared there. I really encourage you to try it out and to listen to the answer that comes to you. Like I said, just going through those first few steps of breathing, bringing your attention into your body, noticing the physical sensations, which part of your body you're drawn to, giving it a colour, seeing what emotion it is. Just doing that will help you to feel more grounded, more centred, more supported. And then you can take it a step further. You can do some tapping, EFT tapping, and just asking that question, what do you need me to do? What do I need to do next? And listening. That's the key thing. Because, you know, this is an incredible source of, you know, you can call it your intuition and insight. And that's only powerful when we actually listen and do what we've been invited to do. So make sure you take that last step and actually listen and take action on what your body is inviting you to do, what your body is asking you to do, because that's when the real magic happens. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed that, and maybe it's a different way for you to get out of that cycle of worry. Maybe it would be something quite different for you to do, to actually listen to your body. But try it out, see how you get on. If you've got any questions or comments, please do post them below this video and I will come back and answer them. And, you know, as I mentioned during this training session, my new book, Money Mastery, is now available on Amazon to download. There's a Kindle version, but if you haven't got kind of a Kindle reader, there are other options for downloading it and reading it. It's, like I said, it's called Money Mastery, a guide to creating financial flow and being your most abundant self. And it's available for just 99p until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Thursday, the 23rd of March. So do head over to Amazon and search for it now and download your copy for just 99p, or the equivalent price in whatever country you're in. It brings together all of my writings around money from the past 3 years, when I've really been focusing on this subject and helping other women, other people to create more abundance in their lives. So do go take a look. There's lots of helpful information and content in there. Different processes that will help you to kind of unlock, unleash your ability to really create and attract abundance into your life. So go check it out. And I will see you later today for the next session of the Money Mastery Fest, when we're going to be looking at how to set aligned and powerful money goals that you can't help but reach. So I will see you then. Bye.